Hi everyone, I'm Ilya Zomba. I'm in charge of IMF business unit. IMF stands for International Master Franchising, so it's kind of obvious what we do here. I just joined the team, so my main focus is to speed up the international expansion and find new possibilities for growth. So, what is IMF? As I already said, we are in master franchising business, which means we sell countries, not stores. We are looking for the partners that can make the most out of their local markets. At the moment, we have 30 stores. I just corrected the presentation in 8 countries because just yesterday we launched Lagos 4. This is what it looks like. So our system sales in 2021 will be about $28 million, but not going deep into figures because everyone can find all this info on our on our fancy website, sales ranking, like levels, whatever. It's so convenient that I even use it myself because it's so convenient. So what do we want as a team? Of course, we want to have more stores in more markets. We want to grow quicker. But the main thing we want is to be a market leader in all markets we are present. So, as I told before, I just joined the business unit. Here we have a bunch of highly motivated professionals doing a great job launching in new countries. But there was a problem, we didn't have a long-term plan. Which markets should we go to, which partners attract, and so on and so on. So, we did a strategic session. Just a teaser, we took 9 in-depth interviews with existing partners. 5 interviews with franchising experts from the industry. We conducted a thorough competitive research, and it all took 1 month preparing for it. But thanks to this event, now I have a chance to tell you the main things, the big news. First of all, we agreed on the 2 main competences that our team should possess. They seem quite obvious, it's more like a mission, but anyways, all we need to do is to attract the right partners and help them grow. As you see, it's not about selling the franchise. The difference between selling a franchise and winning the market together with the right partner is the difference between just getting married and living all your life happily with one partner. We defined the markets we want to enter and agreed on an ideal partner's profile. All members of our team now share the same context and goals. And the last but not least, we know what to do. That's what I'm going to tell you about now. Okay, let's start with an ideal partner's profile. This is what differs us from our Russian market. In Russia, we do direct franchising. We sell an exclusive right to run a store in a certain location. The management company is taking care of a lot of things like national marketing, menu management, supply chain, pricing, and so on. Basically, all that franchising needs to do is just to be good at operations. IMF team sells master franchise. We sell countries, not just stores. That means a successful partner must do all what Russian partners are helped with him, so he should do it himself. Of course, with our help, we help with an expertise, but that's it. From business point of view, all the business we have in Russia is just a very big and successful master franchise. And we need to attract partners that will be just that successful on their local markets. So, of course, that means our ideal partner should be experienced in retail or HoReCa business. It would be great if they also be franchise operators. It means that they know how franchising works, and we are quite sure in quality of our franchise. We are ready to be compared with any franchise operator. Also, master franchisee must have substantial resources for quick scaling. Fast food works on scale, especially delivery business. You won't build a brand until you get market coverage. Also, it's much harder to make a single unit profitable. It's a chain business. Procurement, overhead costs, national marketing, that only works with the volume, so quick scaling is vital for the success. And of course, I think it goes without saying that a partner should share our brand values and principles. We are open, transparent, making the world a better place. So it's not just making money for us, it should be all about the value. Okay, let's then move on to the next thing. It's market priorities. So, first piece of big news is that we are ready now to go to smaller countries. Why did we change our strategy? Why don't we first go to bigger countries? First of all, smaller countries can be entered much easier. There's less competition there, less capital investments, less risk involved. Second, and I think it's even more important, is that we can achieve the market dominance there quite quickly. And market dominance is our ultimate goal. We don't want to go abroad just to open 1 or 2 stores. With smaller markets, we can build 5 to 10 stores within a year or 2, and it will be enough to be a market leader with full coverage, great service. Being market leader means a lot. So, and third, small countries can be a stepping stone to a bigger market. For example, let's just say Cyprus. Cyprus is just 1 million people population, but market-wise, it's very similar to Greece, which is 10 times bigger market. The fourth thing is that we can easily underestimate the market volume. For example, in Israel, it's just 10 million people population, but there are more than 200 chain pizza restaurants. In Finland, which is just about 5.5 million population, there are more than 300 chain pizza stores. Okay, I think it's now clear with the smaller is the better. But where exactly are we going to go? First, we need to take care of the low-hanging fruits. I think it's ex-CIS countries, Eastern Europe, Bulgaria, Cyprus, Serbia, and so on and so on. These countries are culturally similar to the and the markets are underdeveloped, so it's easier to find a partner there and quickly win a market share. The next thing is our African cluster, where we can leverage our Nigeria case. We understand how to work in this region, so Africa is our priority as well. Our third priority is a distant market with a large Russian community like Thailand, Bali, and so on. As you know, we are launching our first store in Vietnam this year, so I'm saying hello to Yesen Jumanov. Then the fourth priority is small but rich countries with major markets like Scandinavia, United Arab Emirates, Portugal. These are just examples. Okay, so now you know about the priority markets and partners, but what exactly are we going to do? Well, my colleagues later on the next meetings will tell more about the projects in detail. Now I will only announce 3 areas of focus. So first of all, we are increasing our sales activity. So if you're interested, please drop a line to Anton Deragin. Here you see the email, a.deragin@dodapizza.com. Second thing is we are intensifying our B2B marketing. It's website, landing, case studies, presentation, conferences, online and offline events. We're all gonna intensify our activity in this field. And the last thing I'm gonna tell you about is the insight that we learned from the in-depth interviews with our existing partners. The question was, what do you value the most in our franchise? And we were really amazed that 80% of our partners told us that the Dodo Pizza business is the community of successful entrepreneurs. It's kind of an ecosystem. And we understood what that meant. Community is deep in our DNA. We encourage our partners from around the globe to communicate, share their experience and best practice, help each other. It's like a collective brain. It's already working, and our partners see value in that. So our job will be managing that community, making all that happen smoothly and conveniently. It's a combination of knowledge management, event management, and social media management. So I think that is what really differs us from any other franchise, the community. Okay, so now that's all for today, and now you will see a short weekly video, and then I hand it over to Misha Chernyshov with Leamington Spa News. Thank you.
А что самое важное в работе в ДОДа?
Для меня важен карьерный рост, но не то, чтобы я менеджер и такой, я не буду думать, поскольку...
Мы снимаем первую федеральную рекламную кампанию о работе в ДОДа. И, конечно же, федеральная рекламная кампания позволит нам получить больше охватов и больше знания о нас, как о бренде работодателя. Это необходимо нам, потому что у нас всегда активно открываются пиццерии, нам всегда нужны сотрудники, поэтому это важно для нашего.
Юля, вы же
у нас
не
есть 5
махнете,
героев. Это 2 курьера.
Пустите, да?
Один курьер взрослый, который ценит стабильность, который ценит удобный график и работу рядом с домом. И молодой курьер, который совмещает с учебой, которые очень динамичные, любят жить в своем ритме. И также есть ребята, которые работают на кухне, и они рассказывают про разные наши ключевые преимущества, про крутой карьерный рост, про работу в команде и про то, что можно работать у нас и совмещать еще такой приятный момент, как быть мамой.
На родине я не получал таких удовольствий, когда я работал, а здесь я получаю удовольствие, когда я работаю, потому что в компании все честно. Показываю, как я стал, то есть поднялся до этого уровня, со стажера до управляющего, и рассказать о своей мечте. Мне кажется, надо делать все от чистого сердца и не отказаться от того, что поставили цель, надо достигать цели, и все.
Мы уверены в том, что, приходя на работу в ДОДа, даже в первый день работы, ты будешь получать такое же классное отношение, как и к человеку, который работает очень давно. И нам бы хотелось рассказывать именно об этом. И мы транслируем различные ключевые преимущества. Это уважение, это то, что ты можешь обучиться очень быстро, не имея опыта работы и не имея какого-то специального образования. И то, что ты здесь можешь быть собой, тебя будут принимать таким, какой ты есть. Мы хотим, чтобы наша реклама вызывала эффект доверия. И мы понимаем, что никакой актер не сможет сыграть так, как реальный сотрудник, даже если он будет немного волноваться, даже если он где-то будет запинаться. Мы хотим, чтобы человек, увидев рекламу, подумал не только о том, что работа в ДОДа – это круто, а то, что он хочет работать именно с этим человеком, и это не смогут сделать актеры, вот мы в этом уверены.
Считается как искусство, когда делаешь пиццу, это красиво, и моя мотивация – это услышать от гостей благодарность. После этого каждый раз хочется это услышать, эту похвалу, и делать пиццу красиво, и все этому научить всем остальным тоже. Да, реально было очень приятно видеть тебя в картинках, видеть везде в России, там даже из Камчатки мне пишут, что ой, звезда, такая, привет. Мечта, соответственно, открывать пиццерию на своем родине и стать партнером Додо Пицца. Вот.
Друзья, я понял, что я ворвался неожиданно в ролик Нади. Прошу прощения за это. На самом деле, я очень рад, что та мечта, которую мы обсуждали всего пару лет назад с Надей и командой, что когда-нибудь мы вырастем, станем большими, и у нас будет своя собственная рекламная кампания про работу в Додо, она осуществилась. Мечты сбываются. Я буду говорить про Лемингтон на английском, поэтому переключаюсь на английский язык. Hi guys, my name is Misha Chernyshov, and currently my focus is in the development of concept in the UK, in particular in our corporate store in Leamington Spa. And today I want to share you some thoughts about how you can hack the research tools for building a long-lasting relationships with the customers. And I hope that this will be very useful for all these new countries which Ilya just presented and to our other startups. But a little bit of context of how did we actually started to think about hacking the research tools. We had a few challenges, as you guys know, in the last year. The first one is to launch the first corporate store in the UK, the most competitive market in Europe in terms of pizza, in the fantastic city of Leamington Spa. The second one is because of the lockdown, some of the team was not in the UK, not in Leamington, and we need to somehow, at the same time, start building understanding and long-lasting relationships between Dodo and the UK consumers. Why is it important? Well, I think Ilya had a great metaphor in his presentation regarding what we want from the franchise partners, that we're actually, it's like a marriage. And it's more or less the same from the brand perspective and marketing. What we want to our customers is not just to sell pizza, because it's really easy, especially for the first time. But we want to build like a marriage, like a long-lasting relationship. And as you can see, any relationship goes and has three pillars. It's empathy, it's how you understand each other; communication, how do you communicate with each other; and ideally, if your relationship is really long lasting, you should have love. So we started to ask ourselves these really hard questions. How can you not only do the right research, but do it right and differently in the new reality, especially when not all of you can be physically in the city where you're launching? So the solution is try to reinvent and hack the tools that we already need. So now I'm going to walk you through 10 hacks which we built as the team in launching the Leamington Spa store and actually developing it. So the first one, and you guys know it, this is more about the qualitative customer research, meaning asking them the questions one by one and figure out what really interesting them. This is a simple tool where you can do that through chats and social media. And sometimes you can even automate it. There's, for example, there is a chatbot tool called ManyChats. And this bot can actually help you to pre-program the questions which your customers will answer to you. What is it useful for? It's really great for formulating hypotheses, for further validation in quantitative phase. And how did it help us? Well, we found a lot of interesting insights on local ingredients, on what is local trust means for the customers, and what toppings they're looking for. For example, we were really amazed that a lot of them asked for anchovies, and we put it as a hypothesis, and then we validated on the quantitative phase, and now we have it as the topic. Another hack, which is very interesting, is that you can do that face-to-face through Zoom or Skype or Google Hang, whatever you have. But the differences between the chat and face-to-face is the cultural thing. Now, in the UK, people sometimes have a really hard time to give you the bad feedback or negative feedback face-to-face. It's the cultural thing. So the chat thing is kind of making it anonymously and make it for the people much easier to give you the negative feedback, which we're actually looking for. But the beauty of this one is that you can see the genuine reaction from the customer. So now I will try to show you the clip and you can see what I'm talking about.
So yeah, the dough is really crispy.
Is it good?
And I think you get that on the first bite, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Did you like that crispy bite?
Yeah, I think that's important, you know. And like at the bottom as well, like the crispy bottom, which is good. I'm gonna try the other one. I think the prosciutto one is more crispier than the pepperoni because I didn't really get the crisp on purpose.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, so you see me and Ben, it's our guardian of the taste. We're torturing the customer about the crust. And we realize is that the crustiness is actually making this wow moment. And when the pizza has this crust and this sound like, then it's actually a completely different experience when pizza or pizza dough doesn't have it. So that's a great insight that we put in actually in production and quality control of all the pizzas that are going through our shop. Now, another interesting thing is that through this tool, you can actually dig out some insights which you might not even seen. So this is another example. Let's look at it.
I think the pizzas definitely, they look nice in the pictures. I prefer the way it looks in the box, weirdly. I don't know whether maybe it's because you get a few more of the imperfections, so like charring on the crust. But I don't know how that would look in a picture, you know. I think
I would say just because I take pictures of a lot of food, and in just especially the one Ben's got, the prosciutto one, it looks. I know they're real because I saw you taking the pictures on Instagram, but they look fake, and I think they've been over edited. If that makes sense,
Absolutely, Kat. No, I absolutely hear what you're saying.
Yeah, it just looks a little. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
So this is Kat, and she's actually a food blogger and food photographer, and her boyfriend. What they've seen is that our pictures that we use on the site or on our social media, they're overexposed. They are too bright. And for British customer, this is actually a signal that it's fake, that it's not real. Now, what they say, and that was proven consistently from other British consumers, is that the more real the picture looks like on the site, on the social media, the better the quality perception, which is completely different from the Russian brand that we have. Because and again, we ask ourselves, why are we seeing the same thing differently? And it's all about the context. Because if you look at the British consumer, and especially in Leamington Spa, the people there, they live in the environment where they have 50 shades of cream color. And I'm not joking, this is actually true. And that's why they really appreciate the small nuances of how the picture looks like. And we put this inside in the production and in how we do the social media. And later we're going to put this into reshooting of our pizzas to make them looking more real and more quality. And this is just another example which we digged out from the recent researches, where we were trying to see what customers are seeing in the pizzas when they're taking it for the takeaway, for the pickup. And we found one thing which actually very similar to our Chinese colleagues, is that customers are really appreciating that when they bring the pizza home themselves, the temperature is very critical, which is, of course, being Captain Obvious. But the thing is that the customers in the UK, they don't really kind of think that the longer they walk with the pizza box on the cold weather, and believe me, in the UK can be cold weather and snow as well, then the colder pizza will be. The problem is that the cold pizza and the warm or hot pizza, these are completely different experiences. Now what we're trying to do, and again, thanks to our colleague from China and from Russia for sharing this tool, we're trying to test the thermal sleeves to see whether customer would appreciate the temperature, and we will should get results within a few weeks. Another hack. Now we go from qualitative research to quantitative research. Now we all know what quantitative research is. It's when you do the survey, when you launch it, and then you get a lot of data from a lot of customers. Now, the beauty of this one, this is a pre-marketing, is that you can actually start researching and convert your pre-customers, A, to share the information, and B, to actually become your first real customers. Because when the research is over, then you get their data from the customers, and then you send them via SMS or via email the code to try the pizza for free. And you really need these beta testers, as we call them, because they give you also a lot of valuable data on how your pizza is actually behaving. This is my favorite, and it's actually not me that found it, but Katya Landreva, who found a fantastic hack on how to do observational or anthropological research. What it is, this is actually one of the most valuable research you can ever get. It's when you actually observe the customer and not asking them any questions. Why do you need this kind of research? Because one thing, when customers say something, and usually when customers say something, they want to look a little bit better than or different than they actually are in the real life. When customers are behaving, especially in a natural environment, they cannot lie, because they basically do what they do. They wake up in the morning, they get the food that they want, they go from the shop, and then you can actually see what kind of brands they buy, where do they order food, what kind of food do they order, what do they order if they have friends over, etc. So this is a great research on getting the under the skin and the real behavior and usage of your audience. So how does it work? Book Airbnb in the city or country you're going to, and then live with the owner and family, and then observe, and at least live there for a week. And usually by the end of the week, you have a good kind of relationship. You can open up your card and say, look, I'm launching a pizza store. Can I actually ask you for the pizza? And then you do the real customer development, as in the previous researches. This one is pretty hard, but it's also very valuable in case you have a goal like we had to adjust the brand to the local market. Now, semiotic, it's the science about the symbols. It's the science about the signs. And you know, in every culture, there's a different interpretation of different signs. For example, we were trying to understand, what does the trust and openness means for the British consumer? And to do that, you actually need to, stage one, find how these keywords are reflected in the mass culture in the UK. So find like the movies or the books or anything that reflects the openness and challenge there. Then interview the Brits, try to understand how they actually perceive the trust, and then validate it. What is it for? It's to get the understanding of how the British consumer are actually interpreting our brand key values and how we should adjust our brand. And here you can see how we taped out the brand from the Brits. This is also one of my favorite ones because it's really easy to do and it helps you to get the understanding of the total addressable market, meaning how much money there is on the town or the city, and to get understanding of your share of the wallet or share of the market. And what I love is that our operational team is now having as a habit, and once a few weeks they executing. So how does it work? At the end of the day, and usually pick up like a peak day, Friday or Saturday, you go to the competitor and get the check. Now, what you're interested is in the check number. Usually, most of the competitors, they have the check number 1 in the morning and then check number X at the evening. So what you need is you need to get this X, and then you can calculate, knowing the average check, which is more or less the same on the market, you can calculate the revenue. Now, knowing the different ratios between the different days, you can calculate the weekly revenue, the monthly revenue, so on, etc. Some competitors, they don't have the 0 checks in the morning. They have some funky numbers. Now, if that's the case, then you need to do the 2 buys. You need to buy one, make one order in the morning and get the check number, and one in the evening, and then just do this minus this, and then you get the number of checks per day. Hack number 7, how you can launch RN Digital without having RN Digital. Now, I'm a huge fan of RN Digital as the methodology and as the tool, but unfortunately, not all the countries will get it during the launch. But the good thing is that you can do the same. So how? Take SurveyMonkey, take a survey from RN Digital methodology, get your clients that made a purchase this day, or actually ideally usually within 6 hours, and send them SMS with the link in the survey. And then it takes us around week and a half to get 100 respondent data, and 100 is usually a valid number. And then you can do the same insights to understand how to improve the product, your menu, etc. Like, for example, here we see that 33% of the customers are actually willing to have an option to create your own pizza. And we looked at the Romanian guys that launched this one, I think like a month ago. And last week we launched our Create Your Own Pizza in Leamington, and it's performing pretty promising. So hopefully we will extend that experience to all the customers soon. Hack number 8, cost dev your digital products. Now, this is, I think, sounds obvious, but you can also do that distantly. You can also do that via Skype or Zoom or whatever, by actually splitting the customer flow and get the feedback on each stage. Now, for example, in this particular case, what we've done is that we look that the onboarding, the first screen is really important for the UK consumer, because he really needs to understand at the first stage, what is he doing? Either it's delivery or pickup. We don't have restaurant in our concept in Leamington, so it's basically deliver or take away. And also the postcode is the most important attribute for the address in the UK. So this is also the insight we got. Hack number 9, there's a lot of information already available in the market, and especially if the market is advanced. It's just a matter of digging out the right questions to the Google. Like, for example, this one, we found out from Deloitte, a great research which showed a great trends on the delivery market. And also, if you have aggregators or you have public companies, like competitors, like we have, for example, in the UK, then they have to publish their reports. So just dig out the reports, get the insights, share it with the team. Now, this one is my favorite because it's really simple. It takes you like 2 minutes to do, but it gives a lot of valuable data on the location that you're choosing. How do? You go to the Facebook ad cabinet, and you put the radius that you're targeting for the delivery, and then you get on the right the potential reach for your customers. So this is a great simple tool of actually defining the market potential in terms of the audience you are going to deliver. And this is my final hack. If you have a chance, find a partner passionate as you are to help you grow in the research area, both in the methodology, etc. Now, we were extremely lucky to find a great Russian startup which actually doing research in the UK market. The guy's names is our UXSR, and what they're delivering to us a great improvement on the better methodology of how to ask the question to get the new hacks, and actually supporting us in doing the interviews and in supporting us in doing the quantitative surveys. So the final question is, well, we want to build a customer relations. How does it show? What does it bring to the business? Now, of course, it's not only the research that brings the results to business. It's a combination of everything: the product, the operation, the marketing, everything. But what we see now is that the return rate of the old clients, like if you look at the last week of February, it's the number at this green line. The number of old clients actually exceeded the number of new clients, which is a good sign that customers are sticking to us. Another very important metric for us is the percentage of positive feedback we get in social media and in our app. And we're really happy that this line is also improving. Now, our target is to be above 95%. We're still not yet there, but we do get consistently some great feedback, like in this one. Great pizza, been countless times now, and barbecue chicken is definitely my favorite. Highly recommend, the best pizza joint in town, period. That's what we're working for. And the most important probably for the business is show me the money. So we just launched Leamington at the end of December. So the first 2 months, the full months of operations is January, February, put Leamington in the first place among all our 5 pizzerias. But I just wanted to remind you that the first 4 pizzerias, they still work on the old concept, the American style pizza concept. And Leamington is the new one that works on the Roman style dough. And my final thought is that research is not a one-time thing. And yes, we do have a lot of data in Dodo.is and we dig out a lot of data, but you need to complement this data with the qualitative research of your customers and doing it constantly by digging out the insights, put them in hypothesis and test, and then put them in product development and do that again and again and again. And my final slide is thanks to all the UK team that supports and have the same passion towards researching the customers and hacking. Thank you so much, guys. And have a great week, everybody. Thank you.